When you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger, what comes to mind? The Terminator, right? Conan the Barbarian? Maybe even the Governator. But behind that larger-than-life persona, there's a philosophy that's surprisingly practical and, honestly, really powerful. So let's dive into it and unpack the 4 core tools Arnold has used to build his incredible life.
But first, to really get the guy, you have to know he loves a good prank. On the set of the movie Twins, his co-star, the one and only Danny DeVito, decided to turn the tables on him. See, after a big pasta lunch, DeVito offers Arnold a really good stogie, which, it turns out, was packed with marijuana. Arnold was so out of it, he couldn't even remember his lines for an hour. It's a hilarious story that shows his human side, and it kind of leads us to the heart of his philosophy.
Because beyond all the jokes in the movie sets, Arnold is driven by this one central mission. It's a phrase he came up with over years of giving commencement speeches, trying to help young people find their way. And that mission is simple: be useful. It's the title of his book, and it's pretty much the culmination of everything he's ever learned.
So what does it actually mean to be useful? For Arnold, this isn't some vague, feel-good idea. Not at all. It's the ultimate goal. It's taking all the success you've built for yourself and turning it outward to give something back. And to make this idea really practical, he broke it all down into 4 simple, powerful tools.
Okay, tool number 1. This is the foundation for absolutely everything else. You have to have a vision. I mean, think about it. If you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there, which usually means you end up nowhere special.
But a vision isn't just some daydream. It's a super practical filter for your day-to-day life. When you know exactly where you're headed, every little decision becomes way simpler. You just ask yourself, does this get me closer to my goal? It cuts through all the noise, and suddenly those really hard questions get a lot easier to answer. And like Arnold says, that clarity brings a really powerful sense of calm.
So, how do you find that vision? Well, in a Reddit AMA, Arnold gave some pretty direct advice. Put down your phone, step away from the distractions, and just go let your mind wander. You have to literally create space for daydreaming. The goal here is to get a vision that's so clear it feels like a movie playing in your head. That's your destination.
But you know that crystal clear movie in your head? It's completely useless without the second tool, doing the work. A vision means nothing without action, and according to Arnold, there are absolutely no shortcuts.
And he's not talking about hard work in some abstract way. Nope, he has a specific formula: 5 hours. He truly believes that dedicating 5 hours a day to something is what it takes to achieve mastery. This isn't just about punching a clock. It's about deliberate, focused practice. This is the exact playbook he took from his bodybuilding career, where he trained for 5 hours every single day to become Mr. Olympia.
And he applied this exact formula to his next vision, becoming a Hollywood leading man. After he retired from bodybuilding, he didn't just sit back and hope for the best. He took those 5 hours he'd spent in the gym and he reallocated them. Every single day, he dedicated 5 hours to acting classes, speech classes, and of course, his famous accent removal classes. He just aimed his incredible work ethic at a brand new target.
Of course, even with a crystal clear vision and an insane work ethic, you are going to fail. It's just inevitable. And that's why the third tool is all about your mindset. You have to completely reframe what failure means to you.
You know, most people see failure as a stop sign, a wall. It's proof that they should just quit. But Arnold, he sees it completely differently. For him, failure is just data. It's a progress report that's telling you what's not working. It's not the end of the road, it's just feedback that helps you adjust your route so you can get back on the path towards your vision.
Here's a perfect example. So on the set of The Terminator, the script had the line, "I'll be back." Arnold thought it sounded kind of weak. He actually argued with the director, James Cameron, saying, "I will be back" sounded more like a machine. And Cameron just shot back with this line, shutting him down completely. So Arnold lost the argument. In that moment, he failed to get his way. But that failure led to one of the most iconic lines in cinema history. He learned to trust his director's vision, and that moment of being wrong turned into a massive success. It just proves his point. Failure is just part of the process. And this brings us to the final, and maybe the most important tool. After you have your vision, you've done the work, and you've learned from failure, you have to do something that might feel a little counterintuitive. You have to break your mirrors. This tool is all about shifting your focus away from yourself. Arnold argues that success isn't a zero-sum game.
True fulfillment, he says, comes when you move from being me-focused to being we-focused, when you look away from the mirror and start finding ways to lift other people up.
He gives a great example of this. So he has one of his original governor's jackets, which he says cost maybe $200 or $300 to make. On its own, its monetary value is pretty minimal.
But then, he decided to auction off one of the others to raise money for his after-school programs for kids. And that jacket sold for $50,000. The value wasn't in the object itself, it was in what that object could do for the community.
I mean, just look at this. By breaking the mirror, by shifting the focus from "this is my cool jacket" to "how can this jacket help others," he didn't just add value, he multiplied it exponentially. That right there is the power of being useful.
So, there you have it. It's a simple but incredibly powerful framework. Have a clear vision that guides you, put in the reps every single day. See failure not as an end, but as a lesson. And finally, turn your success outward to help other people.
That's really the core of Arnold's philosophy. It's not just about building a successful life, but a meaningful one, which leaves all of us with one simple but pretty profound question to answer for ourselves.